Hello, welcome to DIY Custom Canvas Bags. My name is Ken from the Digital Services Department. For this project, we will be using the free software Silhouette Studio to create a design that will be cut out onto heat transfer vinyl. The vinyl will then be applied to a canvas bag using the MakerLab's heat press. This is what a completed design will look like. In this video, I will go through the design process. After your design is complete, you will need to come into the library and use the Silhouette Cameo machine to cut your design, and then use the heat press machine to apply the vinyl to the canvas bag. To book a time to use the MakerLab, you can either email me at digitalservices@balibrary.org or go to balibrary.org/MakerLab and click on Make an Appointment to view available times. The library will provide one sheet of 12-inch by 10-inch heat transfer vinyl and a canvas bag. Our heat transfer vinyl sheets are available in a variety of colors that you can choose from. When you come into the MakerLab, please be sure to bring your Silhouette Studio file on a USB drive or have it accessible through your email. To download Silhouette Studio, go to silhouetteamerica.com. Then click on Software and click Get Software. And then click on the blue download button and follow the prompts on your computer to complete the installation. Open up the Silhouette Studio app. The first thing that we'll do is change the document size. Come over to the first icon on the right-hand side. This is the page setup panel. For machine, choose Cameo, and for the cutting mat, choose Cameo 12-inch by 12-inch. And then let's change the document size. You can either do landscape or portrait, it doesn't matter, but just change one dimension to 12 inches and the other dimension to 10 inches. So it's 12 by 10. The canvas bag is 15 inches by 15 inches, so no matter which orientation you choose, the heat transfer vinyl sheet will fit on the bag. Now that we have our dimensions set, let's talk about choosing an image. One thing to keep in mind when choosing an image for your design is that the vinyl sheet is one solid color. So we are going to want an image that is going to cut out nicely. One tip that I use for getting good images is adding the word silhouette after your search. So for example, I search for golden retriever silhouette, and I can scroll through and see all the options that I have. I want to avoid any images that have a watermark on them, just because those images are copyrighted and I don't want to use them. And also it would be kind of tricky because it might make the design a little bit more messy. So any image with a nice solid outline will cut out well on the silhouette. More complicated images like these would be possible to cut out, but it would be more complex and there's more chance for the little pieces not transferring as well. I would suggest going for something that has a nice dark outline and not of a lot of individual pieces in the image. I found an image that I like, so now all I need to do is right click and click Save Image As. Then just make sure that you title it something that you can remember and save it in a location where you can find it. And then click Save. Now, back in Silhouette Studio, I'm going to go to File and click Open. Then I'm going to navigate to my golden retriever picture, click OK. Now the image appears on my document. You can import JPEG images, PNG images, SVG files, but note that Silhouette Studio does not let you import PDF files. And so we can move this image around the page. We can also increase the size by clicking on the image. When this box appears, all you need to do is click on one of the corner boxes and drag to resize the image up or down. You can also change the width and the height up here. If you click on this lock and you know you want it to be exactly 5 inches tall, then just type 5, and then the width will size proportionally. If you don't click the lock, then it won't size proportionally. Also, you can rotate your image as well. If you come up to this little green dot and click and drag one way or the other, you can rotate the image. And to undo anything, just go up to Edit and click Undo, and then it will undo the last step. If you would like to add multiple images to your document, feel free to do that. For this demonstration, I'm just going to stick with one image. When you open up other images, they will all open as separate pages, but all you need to do is just copy and paste the image onto one page. So next I'm going to align my image. When I have it selected and the box is around it, I can come up to Object and then go to Align. And you can click Align Center Middle, and that will center it on the page. There are also other options. You can align to the right or to the left or wherever you want, or you can just click and drag and move it. The image doesn't have to be perfectly centered. Another option is after it cuts out on the vinyl sheet, you can use a pair of scissors and cut out the individual images and then place them around your bag as well. Next, I want to trace my image. Basically what this will do is create an outline, and it will tell the machine exactly where to cut. So to do that, go over to the right hand side, and then the fifth button down is the Trace panel. Click on that, then click Select Trace Area, and then just draw a box around your image, and then click Outline, and then click Trace. And then you'll notice a very subtle red line around your object. Click and drag, and then delete your original object. We just want to have that red outline. Next, I will show you how to add text to the design. On the left-hand side, go ahead and click the Text tool. It's the letter A icon. Then go ahead and click on your document and then type your text. To change your font, highlight the text and then come up to where it says Lucinda Grande, and then scroll through the fonts, find one that you like, and select it. Then I'm going to click on my text and come up to Object and Align, and I'm going to align it to the bottom. And I'm also going to align it to the center. And another thing I can do is I can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to nudge the text up so it's closer to my image. Once your design is complete, let's group these images together. Draw a box around everything, and then go up to Object and click Group. And finally, we want to flip the object horizontally so that it looks backwards. This will ensure that it cuts out on the correct side of the heat transfer vinyl. So to do that, go up to Object and go to Mirror and then flip horizontally. So this is exactly how I want it to be. Now we want to save our file. Go up to File, click Save As, and click Save to Hard Drive. And the file type is .studio3. So just save that wherever you want. And again, this is a reminder to either bring this file on a flash drive or email this file to yourself. And then when you get to the MakerLab, you'll be able to download this file onto our computer. Now I'm using the MakerLab's computer. I've uploaded my silhouette file, and now I'm ready to send it to the Silhouette Cameo. So far we've been working in the Design tab. Now that I'm ready to send, I can click on the Send tab all the way on the right. For the material, I want to choose Heat Transfer Smooth from this drop-down menu. For the rest of the settings, I want to set the blade to 4. So to change the blade setting, I want to click on the right arrow until the number 4 is in the middle. And then I want the force to be 10. And I want the speed to be 6. And I want the machine just to do one pass. Before we hit send, let's talk about how to position your heat transfer vinyl sheet onto the cutting mat. Okay, so it might be hard to tell on this video, but each sheet of heat transfer vinyl has a matte side and a glossy side. The glossy side is shiny, the matte side is not, and sometimes we'll see fingerprints or other markings on the matte side. So we want to cut the matte side. So we want the matte side face up, shiny side face down. And we're going to put it onto the cutting mat right in the corner here. I'll show you how. Depending on if your design was horizontal or vertical, go ahead and place your sheet of heat transfer vinyl in the upper left corner of the cutting mat like this. And then go ahead and press down on the HTV to make sure that it has a solid stick to the cutting mat. Now we're ready to feed the sheet into the Silhouette Cameo. Line up the side of the cutting mat with this line on the silhouette. Once those are lined up, go ahead and tap this button, which will feed it into the machine. And now we are ready to hit send on the software. When we're ready to send it, go ahead and click send. There is a message that will come up and it asks, have you mirrored? A heat transfer design often needs to be mirrored. Do you wish to send this design mirrored or send it as displayed on the screen? We already mirrored it, so for this box, click send as is, and then it will be sent to the machine and start cutting. Okay, so the next step is to weed off all of the heat transfer vinyl that we don't want. And so I use this tool. You can use a toothpick or something similar to kind of peel off the edge of what we don't want. And so right now I'm just going to peel off what I don't want on this sheet. And so obviously I want the outline of the dog and I want the name to be there on the sheet. Now I have my sheet completely weeded and I will place it on my canvas bag next. You can see that I've placed the design in the correct way so that I can read the text. So now the vinyl will stick to the canvas bag. Now I'm ready to use the heat press to apply the heat transfer vinyl to the canvas bag. We can see that I have placed the canvas bag inside of the heat press with the handles off to the side just so they don't get wedged in the back there. We have full instructions listed here about how to use the heat press. For this particular project, we want to set the temperature to 305 degrees and we want there to be a time of 20 seconds. And so on the heat press, you can click on the temp button and then adjust the temperature and then click temp to set it. And then there's also a time button. You can click the time button, adjust the time to 20 seconds, and then click time again, and that will set those settings. The final thing we need before we actually press it is this Teflon sheet. This will always be here in the MakerLab. Go ahead and place the Teflon sheet on top of the design so there's a barrier between the heat transfer vinyl and the top of the heat press. So I'm going to place it in just like that, just enough to cover the design up. So now I'm ready to actually press it. I'm going to pull the handle down like that and then wait 20 seconds, and the machine is going to beep when it's done, and then I'm going to release the handle. And then I'm going to remove the Teflon sheet. Now I'm going to let the canvas bag cool down for about 30 seconds. Now you can peel away the clear film from the heat transfer vinyl. And there's our completed bag. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please email me at digitalservices@balibrary.org. Thank you.